Without a shadow of a doubt, it's the Cronkite Show in social media history. I want to welcome you to another episode of the War Zone. Say I got Miss Beverly Eneccio in the house tonight, and we're going to drop a bombshell. And you know who I am. I'm the 5-star general. We talking about the quote-unquote good doctor, Candice Matthews, and a baby that showed back up at the Eneccio's house with a black eye. Let's get to it, man. Say, man, I want to welcome you to another episode of the War Zone and tell you thank you for taking time out to tune in. I know we're getting a late start tonight, and I just kind of feel you, and it's not hard to figure me out. I had a procedure today, and I've been dealing with stents on my kidneys for almost 2 to 3 years, and finally got that last stent off my kidney. You don't want to know where they got it, how they got it out of me. You don't want to know that, but finally got it out. Let's see how it works, and hopefully I don't have no issues after this. I'm going to start this off by saying that, I love kids, and I know the variant is running crazy. So I need you parents to make some conscious decisions when it's time to go back to school. If you don't feel it's safe, don't send your kid. That's how I feel. Don't send your kid if it ain't safe. If we can't walk into the school board office and have a school board meeting, then why would I send my kid to a school? I want to tell you that. Because ain't but 9 school board representatives. We don't want to put their life in danger, but we'll put 196,000 kids' lives in danger. Think about that as a parent before you send your kid back to school. Miss Eneccio, and she's not feeling well either, but we're going to push through. I want you to kind of kick back. I got a phone call. Well, I got some emails, not texts, emails from Candice Matthews' attorney. And the first email he sent his work history. And I kind of get what you're doing, brother, because you watched the show. But I want you to understand something. So if you're thinking you're getting free publicity, then that ain't what you're getting. So I got an email from this dude. And let me go over here. Let me share this screen for you. Let me go over here, and we're going to pull this up, Miss Eneccio, so that y'all can see that I am not lying. Okay, so we're going to go here, and let me share the screen. Okay, and here we go. So as you can see, this was in Aubrey Taylor's blog this morning. I got an email, and it's from Candice Matthews' attorney. Well, y'all didn't sue me, so why you emailing me? Good evening, Mr. Monroe. Thank you for the free publicity. I'm going to show you how that's not finna work in your favor. Apparently, like many comments you shared today or yesterday, you're being incorrect about me and my qualifications, and you're being incorrect of the law. The facts and the law concerning Dr. Matthews seem to be a trait shared by those who associate with Mr. Taylor. Apparently, Mr. Taylor did not share everything with you. No real surprise. Mr. Taylor is expected to be in court July 30th, 2021 at 1:30 p.m., 151st Judicial Court, with or without counsel, to address the matter set forth in a petition and request for a TRO. If you had obtained a transcript of the hearing, as I will be doing, you would have learned that the court was unwilling to issue the injunction as requested on all issues because Mr. Taylor did not appear. And he and I share a common concern about prior restraint as related to the First Amendment. Mr. Taylor was called by the court and declined to appear, while Mr. Taylor indicated that he was represented by counsel. As of this date, no notice of appearance of counsel has been provided. While I am aware that Mr. Taylor may not have been personally served yet, this will not be an issue on July 30th, 2021, as you and Mr. Taylor were kind enough to publish the TRO that I provided to him and my client. So thank you for clearing up the notice of hearing concern. So here's the thing. Let me tell you something, homeboy. I think I told you this morning, I ain't the dude to play with. You, your client, you don't want to play with me. I'm just being honest with you. You don't want to play. I don't play well with other people. I don't respond well. I don't play well. None of that. And inside that email, a little bit further down, he tells me that they're gonna, subpoena me or whatever to get a deposition. Well, I'm gonna tell you, because I know a lot of judges watch this. Nobody will make me go to no courtroom if I don't want to go. What you gonna do? Lock me in jail for contempt or missing a court date? Guess what? Hurry up and get me down there and start feeding me before they stop feeding people. You don't make me do nothing. But he ended up sending me another email this morning. And at that point, I don't do back and forth emails because I know you're trying to create a paper trail. So I called him personally. I called him. And we had a very cordial conversation. And just as you said that Mr. Taylor didn't put out all the information, I know for a fact that your client didn't either. I know for a fact that your client tried to whitewash everything that she's done. So here's my thing. Take it to the courtroom, let the chips fall where they may. But I'm going to tell you something, and I said it once, that's why I can say it twice. Every judge, every elected official out there, I'm as gangster as they come. I'm not to be played with, man. And the people I deal with, they don't do courtrooms. So I'm just letting you know that you need to deal with the people that you really need to deal with. Now, this thing where we're giving them free publicity, Miss Enicio. Now, I know for a fact, let's give you some free publicity right now. Jimmy Brown, didn't you run for judge a few years back?
Oh.
Yes, you did. Mr. Brown, you're also running for judge. Mr. Enicio, you there? Hold on a second. I apologize, y'all. I forgot to plug my computer. So, Mr. Jimmy Brown, Attorney Jimmy Brown, you ran for judge a few years back. And let me just make sure I got the facts correct, because I don't want you to file a lawsuit against me for no apparent reason, and then you end up looking crazy.
Like he already do.
You ran for judge in the 165th Civil District Court. You finished third. That was last in the race, in a 3-person race. And you tried to take out Judge Ursula Hall, who's a black woman. Now, this time, you're running for judge in the 157th Civil Court in 2022, Democratic Party primary. And that's a bench that's currently held by Judge Tanya Garrison, who's a white female. and you have a problem. Let me show you how I do my homework. Did you not attend the HBAB meeting in June? You probably did attend the meeting. And while you were there, you had to secure signatures to be able to run for judge. That's the normal requirement. But here's the problem, Mr. Brown. There's no documentation of you ever filing a treasury report with the Texas Ethics Commission for you to be able to do that. So right now, you're in violation of the law for securing those signatures, and a complaint has already been filed against you. So if you can't follow the rules before you become a judge, then we already know that you're not going to follow the rules if you become a judge in Harris County. So this is a gift from me to you, that I am not tolerating you people violating the law in any way, shape, form, or fashion anymore. Expect that notification from the Texas Ethics Commission, because you were not supposed to secure the signatures until your documentation was done. I bet you got a brand new dance called Tighten Up. You're going to quit playing with me, boy. I can promise you that. You're going to quit playing with me. So let me share this screen for you. Now, of course, we're only going to deal with fact. That's all we're going to deal with, Miss Enicio. And I saw a picture that disturbed me. The baby who James has he has a child with Candice Matthews, am I correct?
Yes, sir.
And according to what I understand from public record, that the baby showed back up at your house looking like this. Is that correct? Hold on. Did she freeze up? Miss Enicio, are you there? Hold on. She's coming, y'all. Let me see. She's coming. Miss Enicio.
Yeah, I'm here.
Can you hear? Okay.
I can.
One day the child showed back up with a black eye. Am I correct?
Yes, indeed.
And this was after she went to her mom's house. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Can you tell us, to the best of your knowledge, what happened with that situation?
Well, that situation is still unclear. When the baby came back, immediately, she's a beautiful girl. You can see anything that's on her face. So we're looking and asked her what happened. And she, got this look on her face like, if I say something, somebody's going to get in trouble, or I'm going to get in trouble for saying something. So my husband called that lady over there, Matthews, and asked her what was going on. She didn't answer the phone. He left voicemail. He even went on Family Wizard and left her a message to ask him what's going on. No reply back. So to this effect right here, we went ahead and reported it to the sheriff's department. We still don't know what happened.
And how long ago was this? How long ago did this allegedly happen?
Oh, shit. I think it was in 2016.
From 16 to 21, mom has never actually told dad what happened to the child.
Not never. Nope.
He doesn't need an explanation as to why his child showed back up at his house, your home,
with a black eye. Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let me go back up in here, because we want to speak to the facts, and this is the report that you gave ended up with a calls number, if I'm correct, calls number 201006089. It's in a special report. And this is actually public record, y'all, if y'all want to go pull it up and look at it. An interview with the child. Let's see. The child's name was interviewed 3 times during this evaluation, once at the father's home, once at the mother's home, and once at school. At the father's home, the baby appeared to be happy and comfortable. She reported that she was having a good summer with the father and the stepmother, which is you. She commented that they have been going to Splash Town and to the movies. It is a lot of fun at her father's house. She commented that the stepmother gives her workbook pages each day to make sure she continues to learn during the summer, which is a great idea. She stated that she is very comfortable at her father's home, especially now because she has her own bedroom. I'm confused.
She was sleeping on the floor on a mattress, just a mattress at the foot of the grandma's bed.
Hold on a second. We talking about Big Ball and Candice Matthews. Big Ball and Candice Matthews.
Yes.
Has her child allegedly sleeping on a mattress
at the foot of her
grandmother's bed.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You also heard when my husband and I was on here, right, last, how she had him sleeping in the guest room on the floor with the baby and him. They were sleeping on the floor while they had the nice beds and everything. Yeah.
Well, here's a comment from me. That doesn't make sense. She got full custody from y'all, so someone is clearly lying, and it sounds like the person who doesn't have custody. Gilly Dean, I don't know who sent you, but you can either sit back and listen because you haven't been listening, or you just tuning in, or you just want to make this sound like whoever got full. I don't have full custody of my daughter. Does that make me a bad father? Hell no. So please, I want you to be here, but I want you to listen to the facts. Listen to the facts. So let's go so we can get a clear understanding of how this person, and I'm glad Gilly said what he said, got full custody. All right, let's roll down here. Beverly Enecio wants to know, where's the justice in the Harris County courtrooms? Wow, let's go here. So since you ran your mouth, Gilly, let's try it like this here. Tell me if we get this wrong, Miss Enecio, firsthand account. We went to court, my husband and me. When we got to the civil courthouse, we went inside the big courtroom for the 312 Family District Court that we've been going to since 2015. Come to find out, we had to go to a small court in 507 Family District Court. My husband, James Enecio, and myself went into this small courtroom with Candice Matthews, her 2 attorneys, and 2 of Miss Matthews' friends. But something didn't feel right. Well, first of all, I'm going to tell you what don't feel right to me. If this is a child custody hearing, ain't nobody supposed to be in that room but y'all that's dealing with the case. So ain't no friends supposed to be up in there. Am I correct? Ain't that the way they were doing it before?
That's the way it's supposed to go.
So guess what? I ain't never been to court with them, but I clearly know that nobody, ain't no friends supposed to be in there. That's the first red flag for me. Let's go. People were involved in the case. The judge proceeded to swear in people who were involved in the case. So everyone stood up, including me. I must add that Miss Matthews had someone there who was painting a very horrible picture of me in front of Judge Jim Evans, the associate judge for the 507 Family District Court. This is absurd, I stated to my husband. So what do you mean somebody was painting a horrible picture of you?
The words, the terminology that they were using, it wasn't all facts. It was all made up, and it was only to belittle and degrade us, our character, in front of the judge. It was just basically some bullshit,
Okay. Let's keep going. No legal representation. Like I said, this was a very strange proceeding, and
Right.
things didn't look right. Hold on a second, because I gotta get rid of somebody real quick. Because I don't play no games. I don't play no games. There we go. So you out of here. It was very strange. It didn't feel right. We were sitting here wondering to ourselves, when will attorney Mr. Shane Kirsch for the baby come in? Or where is my husband's attorney, Miss Oman? So my husband stood up and asked for a reset because neither of our attorneys nor the attorney for the baby were present. Well, the presiding judge, Jim Evans, stated you had 3 days to notify your attorneys. So about this time, we're starting to feel bamboozled while this woman is reading off this piece of paper all the made up lies about us, my husband and me. So we started interrupting them, asking the judge if we could pause to make some phone calls to our attorney so that we could have proper representation. However, our pleas went unanswered. So without prevailing, the judge stated we could make a call at break if the attorneys weren't in I guess if they weren't in the courtroom in 30 minutes, we will continue. So this judge would not allow
us to call our attorneys until after the break, during the break, which was really fucked up. You know, we telling this man while we're getting sworn in, like, hey, you know, hey, us, here we are. Hey, did anybody get served? Did y'all notify our attorneys? You know, some questions were also circulating in our heads, and we had no room for speaking or none of that. It was like they were just, it was all orchestrated already. They already had it planned the way it was going to go. Yeah.
And Rebecca Johnson says, as they say, and as they say here, say and defamation of character. Defamation of character, young lady, is when you speak of somebody and you're lying on them. There's nothing that is being said right now that was printed that is a lie that happened on that day. That is not defamation of character. That's not defamation of character. But I agree with you. It sounds sketchy. They make you wait 30 minutes to contact your attorney. That doesn't sound normal. No. It doesn't sound normal. So let's continue with this. My husband and I both pulled out our phones and started dialing as soon as the court took a break. However, the signals were bad inside of the court building, which is true. They are horrible. I mean, we're calling, leaving messages, and frantically trying to get someone over to the courthouse to help us. About that time, we felt completely helpless and defeated. Then, while we were talking about this entire situation, we started asking ourselves whether or not our attorneys were even notified. Did you find out later, Miss Enecio, if your attorney was even notified about this hearing?
They were not. They were not notified. They were not. Neither of those two were not notified.
So it's proven that the attorneys were never notified. Okay.
They were never notified.
Okay, so then Candice Matthews comes walking over to where my husband and I are standing. I had been kind of watching her at the corner of my eye while I was leaving a message for one of my attorneys. And as I turned back around, Candice told my husband to give the baby back and this will all be over. But my husband shouted no. And then my husband asked, why are you doing this? Why are you continuing to target Beverly? She loves the baby name. She's not harming her. Is that what happened?
That is exactly what happened. That is exactly
so
how it happened.
She's doing all of this to him to get to you.
Yeah, it's basically about me. You know, from day one when we first met, you know, she claims that I put my hands on her and I really didn't. And she's the one that attacked me through the car window as we were trying to drive off. So, yeah, I think she's just jealous of the connection that my baby and I have. You know, I'm really hands-on.
Okay, so let's go back. Reaching the breaking point. So it's not looking good for us, my husband and me at this point. We just broke down and gave up. My husband just broke down and started to cry, and so did I. We just walked back into the courtroom, defeated and beaten down. Then the judge or somebody had someone looking up the school's address and phone number to where the baby was attending. If my memory serves me right, this was like 10 o'clock in the morning, and we were just in utter shock when Judge Jim Evans made a ruling for the baby to go back over with that woman. And then we noticed that she and her lawyers had already left the courtroom, but we were held back for at least 30 minutes to give Candice time to go and get our baby. So once we were granted permission to leave the courtroom, we rushed over to the school, only to find Candice standing in the office screaming that she was coming to our home to get all of the baby's stuff. As Candice was screaming, my husband and I, the baby rushed to my husband, and I was crying like crazy. I was crying like crazy. I think you meant to say he was crying like crazy.
He was crying like crazy, and I was crying like crazy. Yeah.
Exactly. My
the
husband
baby was crying.
Okay, because she didn't want to go with him.
Right. She didn't want to go.
My husband just broke down after Candice signed the withdrawal papers, taking the baby out to school she loved. I just wanted everybody to know that that day our baby got taken away was the worst heartbreaking day of all three of our lives. My baby girl, my husband, and myself. Jesus, it still hurts to think of how they did us. Where's the justice in these Harris County courtrooms?
Exactly. It was horrible. It was so horrible.
Let me answer your question, Keisha. If both parties love the child, you wouldn't be putting a touchy issue out for public display. Yes, you would. You know why you would be putting it out? Because these demonic people need to be exposed. See, we as Black people, we don't want to hold each other accountable in public. We want to be able to do whatever we want to do to anybody we want to do it to, and we just need to keep it quiet because we Black. No. Some people don't need children. I've said this 1,000 times on this program. Just because you give birth to a child doesn't mean that you have their best interests at heart.
Right.
It does not mean that. It does not mean that. Am I saying this to a certain person, in this interview? I'm saying this to anybody in America. Some people don't need children because some people have children for the wrong reasons. And the way that court proceeding went, can you tell me the documentation that you have from that court proceeding, was it signed by anybody in the courtroom?
It has a signature, but it doesn't have the judge's name on it.
So we don't even have a judge's name on this order.
We don't even have a judge's name on it. Yeah, that shit sound fucked up, don't it? There's some fraudulent shit going on. Yeah. In my opinion, it's like some money.
I tell you what, because I know some of y'all, you like to see how court proceedings work. Low 5 Star be in federal court Monday morning with my lawyer. Watch how that play out. I'll be in Judge Werline courtroom Monday morning with my attorney. Watch how official this works. Watch how this court is ran. And it is what it is. This is why I tell people I ain't got time to deal with Harris County court judges on any level, criminal, civil, nothing. Don't trust them. They can be bought off. They can be bought off. And I'm going to say this here because I don't want the Enecios to ever say it. It sounds like somebody was bought off in this case. It sounds like somebody got some money under the table with the way this went down. It sounds like that.
No doubt.
It just sounds like that. You see what I'm saying? So I feel for you going through what you've gone through. Hold on. All right. Okay. And this is a situation that's horrible. That's horrible. But we got some things working behind the scenes that we gonna deal with. Now, whether it's criminal, civil, or whatever, if you're an attorney, you have to have an expertise. And some of these attorneys are dabbling in a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of that. You're not an expert in some things. And I'm being honest with you. I can't wait till I'm an attorney, because there's a couple of y'all out there that I want to battle in a court of law. Because you know what? I'm going to eat greedy. I'm going to chew you up. The ethics of some of these attorneys and some of these judges are definitely in question in Harris County.
Definitely.
With the way that they're operating these courtrooms now. Curtis Chavez says children's court is usually ran completely different from what happened here. In New Mexico, it's really difficult to take a child from a birth parent, and there are many steps before any custody. If you were going to take the child, because I find some similarities in what happened in your case, the Enicio's cases and Aubrey's cases. Where's all this shit where y'all think y'all can have court proceedings without no lawyers? Somebody telling me, well, I'm going to depose you. Yeah, if I get a subpoena. You ain't going to make me come to court just because you sent me an email. I'm not coming. You ain't going to make me sit through a proceeding without an attorney. And I have an attorney. I'm not going through that proceeding. That's not going to happen. And most judges, which I know in Fort Bend, because I dealt with them in the past, they will reset the case. Why would you force somebody to go through a proceeding
without an attorney?
With the legal, the legal, what's the word I'm looking for? The legal ramifications of that proceeding when they're not attorneys. Somebody got paid off. And that's all it boils down. The Enicios ain't said it. Gary Monroe said it.
Tell it.
Gary Monroe said somebody got paid off. So now all of a sudden, Mr. Aubrey Taylor is sued, and y'all trying to force him to go in the courtroom without an attorney. You judges that's sitting down in Harris County listening to this, that shit don't sound right. Every judge in Harris County, criminal, family law, I'm letting you know now. If you think you can run that shit on me and I end up in your courtroom, you gonna send me to jail. Because I'm not being quiet. You ain't finna run this shit through here. Not on me. And I'm angry because of all this shit that's going on, and it's affecting this child.
Yes, it is.
The love and the understanding, and I don't give a damn who get mad out there. It seems like it's coming from the Inicio side. The idiocy is coming from the other side. And there's no caring about what this child is going through. If you love the child, why would the child allegedly be sleeping on a mattress in a fucking mansion?
On the floor.
In a mini mansion, and the baby sleeping on a mattress? Say, man, if it's a man in that house, you say, bro, let me put it like this here. That shit wouldn't have happened in my house, even if I wasn't that child father. That shit wouldn't have went on in my house. And people, I want you to understand something. Oh, Monroe, he on fire. Say, man, when it come to kids, I don't have no middle ground. I don't do the stupidness. I just don't. And anybody that could represent somebody that mistreats a kid, your fucking law license should be thrown in the toilet. Because you too do not give a fuck about the child. I'm sorry, that's the only way I can put it. Now, all this time this baby has been gone, and this from me to you as a stepmom, and you've accepted this child as your child. How do you feel?
Discombobulated. Like a part of me has been cut off, like a limb or something has been cut off. I mean, I had her ever since she was 5 years old, you know? So now she's growing up, and I don't know, it feels funny without her. I feel like I lost a part of me.
You know what I would tell somebody? You can only play this game until that baby 18 years old.
Right?
And when she 18 years old, she is going to reach out to her father. She is going to reach out to her father. And what I don't understand is the relationship between a daughter and father is a sacred relationship.
Yeah.
It's something that you could not even fathom. And for those out there that keep these little girls away from their daddy, you're a demon. There's a special place in hell for you.
Ooh.
You're a demon. Now, also, when I looked at the lawsuit that's been filed, the original petition, there were references made that Aubrey had violated some rights of Candice Matthews as it pertains to her religion. According to the lawsuit, my good people, the religion that we're speaking of is voodoo. The woman said in the lawsuit that voodoo is her religion. Man, look here.
What
Voodoo
is her religion?
This is in
Oh my God. That's some bull. Oh my God, that's some bullshit.
voodoo.
Voodoo, bro. Damn, Gina. Girl, stop it. Girl,
If I got
stop
to
it.
resort to some voodoo to keep some booty in the house,
Girl,
that's some ass I don't need.
need to get her ass some
Voodoo.
water.
And when it first came out a couple of weeks ago, well, she was sticking the pins in the dog, and somebody called me and say, man, this girl look like she practicing voodoo. You know what I said? I don't give a fuck. I don't believe in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you'll lose your mind with that shit if you believe in it.
Yep,
I
sure
don't
will.
believe in voodoo.
Me either.
I got something for your voodooish ass. That's what it is with me. I don't play the voodoo game, the Muslim game, the Baptist game, the Catholic game. I don't play none of it. You see what I'm saying? But all this is going on around this child. So I don't know in the court case, because there are documents that supposedly were secret documents that shouldn't have been released, but everything that I've seen has come off the internet, from the website of the county. And the drug test, did that involve the custody hearing?
Yeah, it did. It did.
And in the drug test, can you tell us, to your knowledge, allegedly, what happened?
She had two people to go and take the test for her. Bottom line, clean cut. Two different people, two different signatures.
So this goes back to Kelly in the beginning. How did she end up with full custody? Because the deck was stacked.
Yep.
How in the hell you fake a drug test, allegedly, and you still end up with the child? I said what I said. Somebody got paid.
Yeah.
Somebody got paid. Let the father walk in the courtroom with a failed drug test.
They won't
get money. Your visitation's gonna be fucked with. All that. But you telling me a mom can allegedly fake a drug test and still end up with custody of the child?
Mm-hmm.
No, hold on, y'all. Not fail the drug test, but fake the drug test.
Twice.
Twice.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, twice.
Twice. Where they do that at?
Harris County.
Apparently, yeah.
Crooked ass Harris County. And you judges that are hearing these cases, a lot, and you know it happens on both sides. I'm gonna say fathers and mothers who are the non-custodial parent a lot of times go through some unwanted hell in these courtrooms.
Yeah.
You judges are flat out fucking garbage because you don't have common sense. You don't listen to half of the case because your ass sitting up there playing Candy Crush on your phone.
Damn.
And I'm just telling the truth. And you put the non-custodial parent through pure goddamn hell. But is that in the best interest of the child? I thought the state of Texas said that they would work in the best interest of the child.
Children. Mm-hmm.
So with all of this going on, with the voodoo, allegedly, the weed, allegedly. You know what I'm saying? Babies sleeping on floors, allegedly. Foster kids sleeping in closets.
Allegedly.
And we give custody to the custodial parent who's supposedly done all of this shit.
Bullshit.
I'm not understanding it. I'm not understanding it.
I'm not understanding that shit either.
Well, I tell you what, man, y'all seem like good people. And I'm gonna be fair. Somewhere in the back of this lady's mind, she's a good person too. So maybe that much. Maybe no. Maybe that much. But at the end of the day, the chicken's finna come home to roost.
Yep.
You notice 5 Star ain't backed off yet. Because once I lock on you, I'm coming.
Like that pit bull.
And I'm going to keep exposing the truth. Because something tells me that no children should live in that house. So this is a question I would ask anyone that lives in that house at the moment. Could you pass a drug test right now? Could you pass a drug test right now? You know, being quiet ain't helping this situation right now. No, you could play that game. The attorney thinking he getting publicity. No, Negro, because let me tell you what I got. Let me tell you, I need you to hear me, Mr. Jimmy Brown. You don't want to mess with me when it's time to run for office because you ain't going to get no votes. By the time 5 Star finish, you'll come in 5th place in a 3-person race. Because I'm going to make sure you get no votes. You're already violating the law. You're already not in compliance. And you think we want that type of person on the bench?
Hell no.
No. Curtis, she wasn't 12 at the time, Curtis. She was not 12 at the time when it happened.
No, she was not.
So she couldn't choose which parent she wanted to be with. And I'm pretty sure if she could have, she'd have chose her father.
Yes, she would.
You see what I'm saying? The challenge to show the degrees. $5,000 was put on the table. You heard nothing. I challenge you to take a drug test. I got 10,000. You cannot pass it. And you want to be mad. And this is the part that gets me. You want to get out here and sue people because you don't like them putting out the truth. But when you were the accountability chair, you're trying to slide politicians. Putting all their business out there. Or do I need to go back Tuesday because I can't do it Monday and play some of these old tapes from the shows that we was on where you slid politicians? But you don't like when somebody does it to you.
Rapper got the gun now.
You don't like when somebody does it to you. And the sad part is, if anybody cannot clearly understand, because I want to go back, let's put it up here. I don't give a damn who you is.
Me either.
If you sent my child home to me like that, gonna be hell to pay the captain.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't doing no talking if my baby come back looking like this. And then for 5 years, you don't answer? You don't feel you have to answer and say what happened to the child?
Right.
Who does this to at that moment? How old was she?
6.
Who does that to a 6-year-old child? Who defends somebody that could have done it to a 6-year-old child?
Mm-hmm.
Who associates with somebody who could have done this to a 6-year-old child? Who could have done it? Who would deal with somebody like that? Look at that. Now, I tell you this here. She ain't fall off the swing at the playground.
Nope.
I don't feel she got pushed and fell into something. Normally, when this happens, according to the data, according to history, a child was abused. Now, who did it? God knows. We don't know, because nobody's answered for it.
Nobody.
So my question is, you filed a report. What happened with the sheriff's department? Did they ever follow up on it? Tell the people what happened.
I think they followed up, but she kept running from them. Candice kept running from them. She ran and ran and ran, and apparently they just gave up.
Now, when you say she ran and ran,
she would never be at the residence for them to come to talk to her. She'll have somebody answer the door and say she's not there. Take a message. That type of running. They even went to her business. They say she wasn't there. So, what the fuck? Who's gonna answer? Who's gonna answer when the person that's mainly involved is not willing to communicate those facts? Allegedly.
So, people need to understand that sometimes when we don't deal with the warning signs, this is how beautiful 6-year-old kids end up dead. They end up dead. This is how you end up with the Malia Davises. Because we do nothing when something happens. And that's a breakdown on the CPS side. That's a breakdown on the school side. That's a breakdown on the sheriff department side who got the complaint. You see what I'm saying? But I could guarantee you, if that child would have left your house looking like that,
oh yeah,
James would have been under the jailhouse. Now, is there a statute of limitations on that case?
I can find out for sure.
We need to find out, because if we within the statute of limitations, or if there is none, we really need to pursue this.
I agree.
That baby can't defend. She couldn't defend herself.
I agree.
And she couldn't defend herself. And this is not right. And as a mom, no communication with the father. That's bullshit. It's bullshit. So I tell anybody out there, if you don't like me, get your voodoo dolls ready.
Oh.
If you stick me enough on the voodoo doll, I might lose some of this goddamn weight I got. But if you think I'm gonna let this rest after seeing this child's face, that ain't gonna work. That don't work with me. I applaud you, because as a stepmom, you didn't have to accept the child. You could have been like some of them that didn't want the baby in the house. You know how some of them clowns is. You know. But you accepted her just like you accepted your husband. He's accepted your children, and that's the way the game is supposed to be played.
I agree.
I applaud you. And I pray that one day this child has the relationship with her father that she rightfully deserves. And if Mr. Enicio gets to live to see that 18th birthday of hers and she gets there, it's going to be a grand day.
Yep.
Because at that time, she can make her own decisions. She can make her own decisions. And I got a strange feeling she's going to be right back in her room at her daddy's house.
Yep, it's waiting too. Just like she left it.
But how the fuck? This look. How the fuck you a grown ass woman living in the house with your mama? Jody, my Jody. Jodisha. That's what we gonna call him, Jodisha.
Jodisha. Okay.
Grown ass living in the house with a mama.
Oh, baby.
Well, I tell you what, it takes a lot of courage and a lot of energy for you to come sit up here with me so that the truth can be told. And I think tonight we didn't accuse anybody of anything. We went by the alleged, the allegedly monikers. And everything that we showed tonight was factual and truthful from an article in Aubrey Taylor's newspaper. And to my knowledge, everything was public record.
Yep, and to my knowledge as well.
It was public record. So it'll also be clear, nobody has forced you guys to come on this program. Nobody has forced you to tell your truth. It's just something that you wanted to do. And I really wish more of y'all out there would start telling the truth about this demon. Yeah, I called you a demon. Because it's not fair. Can we get an explanation? Like, watch this. Watch it don't make sense to you. You dog whistle Aubrey. You have your little radio friends making Facebook posts where he needs to answer for this. Well, if that's the case, can you answer for that black eye on that child?
Right.
Can you tell us what happened to that child?
What the fuck happened? The truth. What the fuck happened?
Can you tell us what happened? I tell you what, you got any closing statements, Mr. Enicio?
If this woman got any sense, any morals in her, she should admit to all this wrongdoing that her ass has been doing, come clean, and maybe her soul will be saved. Do the right thing. Do the right thing by this baby right here.
Well, I tell you what, any of y'all politicians that's rocking with her in the November election, you ain't rocking with 5 Star. And that you're going to have a really tough time being reelected. And Mr. Jimmy Brown, my brother, thank you for the conversation this morning. But I'm going to put some muscle behind what I say.
Jimmy!
You might want to get your business in order with the Texas Ethics Commission before you be out of a bunch of money if you have a problem. But as far as your election run, go on and squash that big homie. In our neighborhood, we don't want you. In our neighborhood, we don't want you, baby. We don't want you. And I got a hell of a voice in the black community. And there's nothing that you can do when I say, tell the people don't vote for Jimmy Brown.
They ain't gonna vote.
We ain't finna be out here representing no criminals.
Or no trash.
Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. So with that being said, y'all know what it is, man. It's the reason I'm the best in the business. It's the War Zone every night, 7 o'clock, YouTube and Facebook. I want to thank Miss Beverly Enicio for taking the time out to hang out with the general tonight. And until Monday, I'm the 5 Star General, and I'll holler at you.